Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Dear sons and daughters of planet Earth, I am Sananda. Once again, I have the opportunity to be here, being able to pass on my wisdom to each one of you. Once again, I will draw attention to the moment. The challenge was fulfilled, but I could see that many faced Miguel's challenge, with love in their hearts, with wisdom, with learning. They effectively realized how much good this time of calm did for them, this time of focus, only on important things. Many didn't see it this way, some did not understand what was asked, some make a point of understanding in the way they think is right. Unfortunately, we cannot make all minds have the same understanding. The level of understanding of what is said is very varied, but I once again say, it is not about intellectual intelligence, it is about how to listen to what is being said. When you actually stop, read each sentence, or listen to each sentence said, with love in your heart, receptive to what is being said, you will be able to absorb everything that is being said and what was written there. For those who read my letters or have already read them, what have I always said? With each passage read, meditate on it, internalize that point in your souls. No wonder I ask this, and many, in fact, do not understand what is written, but when meditating, my energy will be there and will make them easily understand what I meant in that part of the book. So this is how you have to face everyday life. Do everything, listen to everything, think about everything with your heart, with gratitude, with love in what you do and what you want. Each time you do this, the universe expands, because more creative positive force energy is created. So there is an expansion in the universe, the opposite is also real. So realize that today in the universe, there are more positive energies than negative, because it continues to expand. But it also shrinks sometimes, shrinks because negative energies when they are fought. That space where transmutation took place is often lost. Despite being transmuted into love and light, it does not cause the expansion of the universe. Because that transmutation was not generated from love, it was generated by a transmutation. So the energy remains and does not expand the universe, it just changes polarity, from negative to positive. So apply this law in your lives. When you emanate positive particles, through magnetism, you attract more positive things and the universe expands. On the contrary, you attract exactly the same thing, and nothing happens to the universe. We can even say that it even shrinks a little, but this shrinkage is always to a much lesser extent than when it expands. So let's forget the universe, let's focus on your journeys. It's as if you create your paths every second. What will be ahead? You hope that it is a flowery path, an easy path to walk, that has food, that has water, that has places to rest, a pleasant walk. This is what you expect. But you are the ones who build this path. The future is changeable, the future is shaped based on what you do, what you have done. So naturally what you are walking today, you created at some point in the past. What you are creating today will reverberate far, far, far into the future. So why create obstacles in the way? Why put obstacles in the way? And I can tell you that the return is coming very quickly. You no longer need years, incarnations, to live what you are planting here today. Everything is accelerated. The light that is coming is accelerating all lessons. So practically, because that's not actually what happens, but you are creating for tomorrow, what you do today. So why create stony paths, why create paths with thorns? The choice is up to each of you. And when we go through tests, challenges, it is exactly with the intention of making you learn to create an enlightened path, a flowery path that will bring joy, rest for your soul, happiness for your being. But many don't understand it that way, many still think they need to suffer, that they need to have stones, because only by suffering a lot and showing God the Father or Mother the suffering will they be forgiven. Forgiven for what? Tell me, forgiven for what? God does not ask for forgiveness from anyone. You have to ask for forgiveness from whoever you hurt, not from God. So stop with this philosophy of romance books, that you have to suffer for what you did to the other. This the path itself will bring to you, you don't need to ask, because the return always comes. Everything you do against someone or something will come back against you in the same proportion or more. So they don't need to act like poor things, suffering, as Miguel says, to show God that they are sorry. This is not how you show God. Repentance has to be sincere. And for it to effectively work, you have to ask for forgiveness, you have to forgive. And most importantly, do not repeat the gesture, the action. Then yes, that lesson will never come back, it's over. Unless you make the same mistake again. Many times, what we say here, some of you think is foolish, you think it's nonsense, you think it's unnecessary for us to say it. So I tell you, nothing we say, nothing we do is foolish or nonsense. What we want is the evolution of each one of you. Those who are prepared to grow, to evolve, do not think it is foolish and do not think it is silly. They accept and effectively evolve and grow, unlike those who think it is nothing important. So I can tell you that we have been teaching, we have been saying a lot. It's as if we were those parents, cautious and careful, who teach a child to grow up, to have good habits, good customs, to have love in their hearts, to lead life in the most correct way possible. Then there comes a point, when that child becomes an adult, and as an adult, she has her own choices. So I can tell you that with everything we say, we are at the stage of seeing you as children, who still have something to learn. But the day will come when we will no longer say anything, when we will no longer come here to teach anything. Because we will have fulfilled our mission, we will have fulfilled our role. And at this point, you will already be adults and will put into practice everything you have learned, or not, it will depend on your choices. You are still in the child stage. We still have a lot to teach, but you are growing up fast, and soon, you will become adults. And they will no longer need our words, our teachings, they will be written down, recorded somewhere, and you can listen to them as many times as you want. But don't expect this to be eternal, because it won't be. The point and time will come when we will say to you, walk on your own 2 feet. Do what you learned. This will be a big moment. It is not to be sad, because what we have always said, we are there inside your hearts. You don't need to listen to us, through an audio, a video or read our words in a book, to have us close by. We are inside each person's heart. So, start thinking about the idea that you are growing up, you are no longer those babies when you started this journey with Miguel. You are almost teenagers. So, enjoy, take advantage of the time you still have to listen to us, analyze, study and understand what we say and do. Don't shrug your shoulders. Don't have your ego above all else, telling you, you do what you want, not what he asks. Because later on, you will miss our little advice, little teachings, and by then it will be too late, because you will have lost the opportunity to actually learn. And I'm sure that at that time, you will regret, very much, not having done anything, of not having listened with the heart, of not having read with the heart, let yourself be carried away by your ego. Congratulations! To those who completed the challenge correctly. I hope you understood and realized what a big difference your life was during this period. Those who didn't understand, who radicalized, or who did it without heart, I might add, nothing helped. Because you didn't understand exactly what was to be done, and you made a big mistake. But it's all right, just next time, try to listen and understand what was actually said. So that you don't make mistakes again. So that you can build that path up front, flowery, fragrant, with water and abundant rest. I think this is what you all expect, right?